Big shocker, Kathleen Kennedy is not finished. That, according to Deadline, news breaking here tonight. As you can see here, their top story, she is not soon retiring in the films that'll keep her in Star Wars orbit for years to come. As you probably know by now, there were reports circulating that she was going to call it a career. She's now 72 years old. A lot of you not fans of Kathleen Kennedy, I understand, right? I get how you have a problem with the way she handled the Star Wars franchise. But, listen, everything's nuanced, right? You can't just say that everything she did was terrible, because when you look at a film like a Rogue One, I mean, it's one of the best Star Wars films. A miracle, right? Because it had multiple directors and turned out to be, again, really one of the strongest of all of the Star Wars films, not just the new, of all, okay? So that's Kathleen Kennedy. So we can't just say that everything she does is the worst. I mean, we can, but then we'd be just one of those anti-woke channels, and that's kind of boring, right? So let's look at what she had to say here with the question and answer with Deadline. Let's go to the first question. We've read all the speculative reports that you were out. What's the truth of the situation? The truth is, I want to just say loud and clear, I am not retiring. I will never retire from movies. I will die making movies. That is the first thing that's important to say. I'm not retiring. Has she said that enough yet? What's happening at Lucasfilm, I've been talking for quite some time with both Bob and Alan about what eventual succession might look like. We have an amazing bench of people here and every intention of making the announcement months or a year. She's basically like, I'll make the freaking call, right? You're not going to tell me. I'm going to do it whenever I want. We are lockstep as to what that's going to be, and I'm continuing. I'm producing the Mandalorian movie right now, and I'm also producing Sean Levy's movie, a Star Wars movie, rumored to be with Ryan Gosling. At least he's circling it, as they say, right? He's thinking about it. Huge payday for him. I understand if Gosling takes the role, because ultimately he's looking at maybe 40, 50 million plus a back end of the profits. I get it. And Sean Levy's kind of on fire right now, right after Deadpool and Wolverine, right? Not Ryan Reynolds, but Levy is more higher on the pecking order than we see Ryan Reynolds, which is crazy. But that could happen, right? Gosling in the Star Wars universe, that's cool. That makes it interesting. So she's still doing this. And she's, though, thinking about stepping down. She's 72, like we said. So at some point she's got to go. But I think the most important thing to talk about here, in addition to the news that she's not done, is I think it's always important to have a very nuanced, very balanced conversation about someone's overall contributions, right? You don't just say everything is this or everything is that. It's just wise to look at the entire body of work. And even if we can agree that a lot of mistakes were made, there still were some decisions that were positive for Star Wars and for Lucasfilm, even though, you look at a Dial disaster, that wasn't. But again, the news is, good or bad for some of you, Kathleen Kennedy's going to take her time before she exits stage right.